What's going on, family? It's your brother Dad with Abdullah R&M coming at you live one more time with a quick little thought on my mind. Peace and love to all. Black love is care for the Black Nation, family. So let's get it. Today I want to talk about ways in which we gotta come up with a way or a battle plan or whatever to bridge this gap, the war of ages between our elders and our youngins. We gotta stop this war because not for nothing we're depleting ourselves from within. And there's really no room for no enemy to even come in because we're doing it to ourselves. Now what I'm saying is this. Our elders who have walked this walk of freedom, towards freedom and liberation, who've been a part of this Black Power movement for Black advancement for our people in this country, in the West, and in the world over. I don't mean to say this disrespectfully because it's not disrespectful. It's all love. But at the end of the day, y'all dropped the ball on us, and we need y'all help. We need y'all to get back in gear. You know what I'm saying? Pick up the ball where y'all left it at, where y'all dropped it at. Because at the end of the day, by you all slacking, we're passing on this information to the youngins and my generation and those coming up even behind me. We're forced to do this on our own because we can't have a conversation. We're forced to make these sometimes unnecessary risks, bruises, and scrapes or whatever that we got to go through to get to the main goal that we all want, that we all need, that we all will benefit from, which is freedom. Freedom does not come with an age requirement. You cannot be too young nor too old for freedom. Freedom is for those that fight for it, period, point blank. And for the elders to have had this fighting spirit, have had this fighting notion, this fighting rebellious to the system energy within them for so long, but then turn around and sit on it and remain dormant for even longer, that hurts us all, family. It hurts us all, it cripples us all. Because again, we can't even have a conversation based on a damn age number. If a youth comes to an elder and asks, well, what happened back then, trying to get clarity and insight so we won't make the same mistakes in this, that, and third, the elder turns around and looks at the youth as, you're disrespectful. You need to get back in your line, stay in your place, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Meanwhile, the baby was just asking for ways to avoid, avoidable situations. What is wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Well, you've been, you've been programmed and accustomed to this society where you're taught, don't ask questions, go along with the flow, whether it's good or bad, and everything will be everything. And y'all grew in y'all ways with it. Let's be real, family. Our elders are stuck in their ways. Our elders, 9 times out of 10, really don't even give a damn about the fight or strive for liberation anymore. They're comfortable. They figure, hey, listen, it didn't happen in my time, it ain't gonna happen, I can really give a damn less about it, I'm going to go play bingo. Meanwhile, again, the babies suffer. Society suffers. The Black family suffers. All because we can't have a conversation. We gotta be able to bridge the gap. The youth of today, and all of their wild antics and whatever words you want to call it, ratchetness, raunchiness, crazy kids, whatever the hell you want to call it, at the end of the day, family, I'm gonna tell it to you what it really is. Because I like to look in the mind of the people, psychology or whatever. It's an attention cry, family. The youth of today are crying out to our elders. They're screaming out to our elders. They're saying, Big Mama, Big Papa, I need you to show me the way. Guide me along these steps as I walk day to day in this hell called North America. I need your guidance. But instead, society, by way of the media, you feel me? They done got you so wrapped up, and I'm talking to my elders, they done got their minds so wrapped up in thinking that these kids are so bad and so bent out of shape and just that they're unsavable. So they leave them alone to fend for themselves. And meanwhile, again, they get worse and worse and worse, and the elders turn around and say, see, that's why I ain't, We gotta stop all that, family. That's foolish, man. That's foolish. I want to believe, and I don't want to believe it, but it's true. Our people are the only ones that have an internal family issue. Asians don't have that. They can talk back as far as their great grandmothers and great grandfathers and get insight and they good money. The Europeans, same thing. The Arabs, the same thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we are the only people on the planet that have an issue with our own families. And that's a problem. Because a nation is nothing more than multiple families. So if one family's messed up and that other family's not trying to help, there's going to be no nation, family. We got to bounce off each other. We have to reflect off each other. The elders should be able to bounce off the youth and utilize their strength and agilities. The youth should be able to bounce off of the elders and use their wisdom and guidance. We should be able to blend the two together. There should be no reason on the face of this earth, family, why we are in the conditions that we are in. But I tell you why we are, and I understand. I don't like it, but I understand. It's a simple fact that we can't stand one another. I don't like you, you don't like me, I can't stand her black ass, I can't stand his black ass. And on and on and on and on and on. Generation after generation, we breed this into each other. I said it on another video not so long ago about expectations. You want good, you gotta instill good within your walks and in your talks. Instill life into your family. Instill life into your brother and your sister. Your comrades. The more shit you talk, the more shit you're gonna see. The more life you speak, the more life and love you will be able to embrace and live out. It's that simple, family. Everybody likes to do the whole illusion of inclusion thing with other races and other people. Well, they do this, well, they do that. Fine, since we're so comfortable with doing that, why don't you look at how everybody else is living and then look at your own people and they see what the hell is the big difference? I tell you, they utilize togetherness. No matter what their plan is, no matter what their agenda is, they utilize togetherness. Period. We are programmed, bred, and born to utilize divisiveness. And nobody sees a problem with that because we're so comfortable and caught up in it, we think it's normal. We got to stop that. Let's put it into that tradition, get rid of that, and birth something brand new that our people have not seen for centuries. You feel what I'm saying? Let's give that to the world. Let's re-establish black love from the youngest baby to the oldest elder. We have to bridge the gap. Because if we don't, again, family, we're going to continue to be at war. And the war of ages is a war that's going to keep going on and on and on and on and on until that one family says, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I'm not doing it, and neither are my people. Is that going to be you? Is that going to be your family? Is that going to be your comrades and your tribe? That's a gut check question that you got to ask yourself. I know what it is for me, because I already know me and my tribe, we not doing this. We stopping certain things where it were, and we starting off fresh, brand new. Question is, will you join us? Now again, we have to end this gap, close it, seal it, make it a bridge for all to be able to travel over. Because if we don't, we're just going to be stuck. Now watch what I'm talking about. Right? With this work that we're doing, revolutionary work, visionary work, black advancement work. Here's an example. Back in the 60s, right? Everybody likes to give them credit, scream them up, even without proper research. Black Panther Party. I love my OGs. Peace and black power to y'all. Right? Once they got neutralized and compromised by the government and was taken out, there was a real big void to be filled. Because you had the upper teenagers, young adults that was in the movement heavy, moving and grooving. But then you had a whole generation of babies that was looking up to them. Those were like the heroes and, you know what I'm saying, sheroes of the community or whatever. But once they got neutralized, what was there left? What was left? There was nothing really left besides a big vacuum. You know what I mean? The kids, they saw that the old heads, they didn't got took out, imprisoned, all that good stuff. So they backed away. They backed away from it because they got scared of it. They saw the U.S. government come in, they got scared, they backed up. And they went to another lifestyle. Next thing you know, here comes in the dope. Here comes in the guns. So now our neighborhoods are being taken over from positive mindsets and positive works with the food program, the clothing program, the schools for the kids, all that good stuff. that the Panthers brought into place, the WIC program, all that good stuff, right? Now you got Hebron, you got the cracks, you know what I'm saying? The dope, all that good stuff. It's flooding in, the guns, it's flooding in. So this is what is taking over the mind of the youth. And from the Panthers, anybody ever seen the movie, the documentary, The Bastards of the Party? If you haven't, I want you to go get that ASAP. Very good information for you to watch up on. From the Panthers came the gang lifestyle, the Crips, and their whole thing. They were trying to emulate what it was that the Panthers were doing, but without that guidance, without that proper mindset, it quickly evolved or de-evolved into something criminal and something sinister. You know what I mean? The original mindset of a Crip was community reform and progress. If I'm not mistaken, that's what it stands for. I'm not a Crip, so I can't tell you. But that's what it was based off of. Same thing with the Bloods. Their whole thing was brotherly love amongst, you know what I'm saying, amongst folks in the hood or whatever. It started on a togetherness issue like that, how they saw the Panthers doing it. But again, without that mindset, that guidance, and that you know, elder to young and hand holding session, whatever, it spun out of control and became just a regular ass criminal gang. So again, the elders turned around and said, "This is why I didn't want to talk to them. This is why the whole finger pointing game, the finger pointing game." What we continue to do now, the elders, they still do it to this day. Finger pointing game. Again, I love my elders, but we are crying out to y'all. This is the only way we know how to cry. We cry out screaming for attention. We cry out doing certain things that you may not approve of, but at the end of the day, we're saying, yo, we need your damn help. Will you help us? We need y'all. So again, like I said, it was the Panthers first, then here come the gangs. We're trying to flip this whole thing. This is why I scream RBG'd up from my feet up. Because the RBGs, they came from the gang culture. Those that's been in the gangs or whatever, got homies in the gangs or whatever, they know what that is already. So I'm not even going to talk about that. So we trying to flip that, reflip it again to what it should be, which is back on focus on revolution. Taking care of the people instead of banging on the people. You feel what I'm saying? That's what the whole thing is. We gotta get back to where we started from. Again, we went from the Panthers to the gangs. Now it's RBG. We gotta find some way, somehow, to connect all three of those entities back into one single fighting unit once more, once again. We're all family. We all descend from one another. So why can't we commune with one another? We have to ask ourselves these questions, family. If we cannot ask ourselves these questions, we're avoiding the problem. And like anybody who has a problem, the first step to realizing that you got a problem is to admit, your ass got a problem. Now that you have admitted the problem, what are you going to do to fix the problem? It's time to end the war between the elders and the youngins. Let's come to a ceasefire. You feel what I'm saying? Come to a truce, whatever you want to call it. But we got work to do together, man. Together the ants will conquer the elephant. There's no other way. From the youngest baby to the oldest elder, all hands are on deck. We are at war. It's your brother Dawood Abdullah, R.A.M., coming at you live one more time with a quick little thought of my mind. Peace and love to all. Black love is killed for the black nation, man. Let's get it. Black ants, let's go, man. We all got work to do. Peace.